Welcome. My name is Sensei Gilliland, and I'm the founder of Black Belt Investors. And today, I want to bring to light some of the lack of time issues we all seem to experience. Over the past 30 plus years in business, I've been able to learn how to manage my time to become a serial entrepreneur. And during this session, I'm going to want to work one on one with you and share some results and some solutions to some of the problems that you're having. So expect 10 tips, hacks, and tools that I will share with you so that you can use them as a roadmap to follow as you're implementing your business into your life. So if it's all right, let's get into today's conversation and session and start learning the top 10 management tips, hacks, and tools. Success is really all about time management. In the modern era, every entrepreneur has to deal with the unique challenges. The goal of every entrepreneur is to look for profit making opportunities. While trying to achieve the goal, anyone can struggle to manage time. No matter how smart you are, you won't get more than 24 hours in a day. Have you ever wondered how some people seem to have enough time while others don't? Well, it's all about time management skills. Are you where you want to be yet? Maybe like Maria here and her husband Edgar, that is taking a lifelong honeymoon road trip. Or like my friends Tim and Rosa, it could be traveling the globe with your kids and being in an exciting new destination every week. Or maybe it's like, this couple, Fumi and Herb Tasaka, who have a nice home in Southern California, but enjoy different parts of the country thanks to having great passive income from real estate investments. It could be just being the boss of your own company and having the free cash to spend on flashy toys. Or maybe, like me, you having a comfortable home, a profitable business or businesses, and the time freedom to take off on holidays, be at your kids' special events, and then go fishing in another state when you want, ice skating at the Rockefeller Center in New York at Christmas, or just hitting the beach as a family on the weekends. If you aren't where you want to be yet, isn't it about time to start doing something about it? Unfortunately, most people think timing is just like luck. It isn't. Nothing could be further from the truth. It's critical, a critical success factor, and you can learn to use it to your advantage or let it bite you in the you know what. We all have the same number of hours in the day as these guys, right? You can make millions, you can make billions, creating amazing businesses, become famous, change the world, all working with just 24 hours a day. It's what we choose to do with that time that makes all the difference in the world. So, how are you spending your time? If we aren't where we want to be yet, we're not living life we'd like, or we don't have the results that we would like. Most of that has to do with how we are spending our time. So, how can we switch that up? Well, the old adage, work smarter, not harder, has become a staple in a way I go about my work of any kind. Instead of being robotic in how I approach tasks, I try to be thoughtful and always ask myself if something can be done more efficiently or eliminated altogether. So, managing my time isn't about squeezing as many tasks into my day as possible. It's about simplifying how I work, doing things faster, and relieving stress. It's about clearing away space in my life to make time for people, play, and rest. So, I promise you, there really are enough hours in the day for everything you'd like to do, but it may take a bit of rearranging and reimagining to find them. So, I've created the following top 10 management hacks and tools for entrepreneurs, investors, and CEOs wanting to do more and be more productive throughout their day. And so, following this list and practicing consistency is one of the best returns on investments on your time. So try these out to get more out of your time and get the results that you really want. Number one is the one thing to do list. That's right, the one thing to do list. One of the biggest time killers is being overwhelmed by, doing too much. It can freeze you up. It could slow you down and have you working on the low yielding tasks. Gary Keller of the world's largest and fastest growing real estate brokerage suggests focusing on just what one thing. Decide what that most important thing you can do next is to get to your goal. Just focus on that until it's done, then move on to the next. There's several times where I focus on just that one thing, and then I get stuck. And I try to figure out how to get past that stickiness to get, accomplish this one thing. I have a client of mine for nearly 20 years. And he's a doctor. He's a psychiatrist. In fact, he's the one that interviews Charlie Manson, Jeffrey Dahmer, all the major serial killers. And he was explaining to me one time that is, if you're focusing on just this one thing to do on your list, and you come to a point in the transaction of doing that one thing where you must stop, that's a natural stop. And when you get to that natural stop, you move over to another task on your list, and you either accomplish it or come to another natural stop. Now, a natural stop is maybe I'm waiting on, an attorney to get me some legal information in order for me to proceed on my task. That's a natural stop. So I will stop it right there. I'll work fervently all the way up to that point, stop it right there, and then I'll move over to the next task until I get that piece of information. And then when I come to the next natural stop on the second task, then I'll bounce back to the first task and complete my original task. Make sense? Number 2 is FREEDCAMP. Now, this is a free online project management tool. It lets you create lists, delegate tasks, monitor the progress of your work, keep up accountability, really stay organized. Use it for yourself when you have meetings, organizing projects and communications with multiple teams, working from home or at the office. I actually use the free version every single day for all of my rehab management projects. From the time of making the offer to the time of swinging the last hammer and handing it off over to the owner, home buyer, or property management company. At any given moment, I average about 30 rehabs going on. Can you imagine putting that on an Excel sheet or keeping it up in your head? There's no way. So something simple like FREEDCAMP, where you can tap into it on an online software or using your app, is a phenomenal tool to be able to move from one step to the next and knowing where you left off. Plus, it ties into your calendar. It ties into reminders. It's a great little tool. So I suggest that you go to freedcamp.com, check it out. There's plenty of other different types of online project management tools that are out there as well. And I've tried a few, and I don't, there's some really good ones out there. And FREEDCAMP just happens to suit my needs, and I'm kind of a simple, basic guy. I don't really need all the bells and whistles. So I find this to be very useful for me and my team. Number 3 is virtual assistants, also known as VAs. VAs really are essential for productivity. They're essential to me today. You can delegate anything today, from booking appointments to following up with leads, checking your email, and setting up your FREEDCAMP account. If you hope to make $1 million this year, you know what that means? That means you need to be making over $480 per hour. You can't afford to be personally spending your time on tasks that aren't paying that much. Delegate everything else to assistants that are nearby or worldwide. Now, I personally use the system or online platform called Upwork, upwork.com. And you'll find virtual assistants all over the globe. You'll even find them in your own backyard. And you can go through the system, set it up for free, and you get billed on a weekly basis. You'll spend anywhere from like $3 an hour for a virtual assistant on up, depending on their skill level and where they're actually located in a certain country. So you might want to delegate jobs out. Maybe you want social media management. So maybe you delegate that out to someone and a virtual assistant. They don't actually have to be in your home office or in your other brick and mortar office to do that. Maybe you got someone that wants that you need database management, or someone that's going to answer emails or maybe run comparable sales for you. Virtual assistants are fantastic for all of this stuff. And honestly, everything that I just mentioned right now is not where your focus should be of you doing it every day. That's where you delegate those jobs out so you can focus on your productivity, what's actually going to make that $480 per hour. Number 4 is active downtime. And there will always be times when you need to hustle. Right now, I find that a lot of people should be hustling right now because of the pandemic that we're in, because of the riots that are going on, because the economy crashed in a matter of 2 weeks. You need to hustle. But surprisingly, some of the most productive time and big leaps are found in taking downtime. I mean, that's how Einstein found his eureka moment. You've got to take time to recharge, de-stress, think, get creative. That could be taking a break to have lunch on the beach with people that you love, going surfing for a couple of hours, fishing, go play a round of golf, host a barbecue or a dinner, or even hitting a martial arts class. Sometimes I'll even get away to a hotel and spend some concentrated thinking and planning time because there's nothing in the hotel room that distracts me. It's just me and my thoughts. So find what relaxes and re-energizes you and start building it into your plan. Number 5 is the Harvest Time app. Now, Harvest is a free online time tracking app, and you can use it to clock your own time, to see where you are spending it, how many hours you're really putting in, and the returns that you're getting on it, as well as using it for team members or track what they are doing throughout the day. Time tracking can unlock key information about your business, but remembering to do it can be really a challenge. Harvest makes it easy to track time. It makes it easy to track expenses, so you can get access to critical data without driving yourself or your team crazy. But I'll tell you right now, the biggest roadblock in tracking time is that people have poor habits and they won't create good habits. Specifically, talking about logging in the time. The only way to track it is to use the app and log in the time of what you're doing and being consistent so that you can start finding patterns. Otherwise, you have no data. And most people just tend to keep it up in their head. And you keep it up in your head, well, that doesn't really work, does it? Check it out. Spend a little bit of time on Harvest Time app. Number 6, passive income investments. Passive income real estate investments are an awesome tool for hacking time. They can multiply your finances and keep the money coming in while you're taking that break or sleeping or working on something else. They can create that surplus that you need to retire early or work on a side business or fuel your lifestyle by delivering predictable income united, to the hours that you put in. So here's a few ideas to create passive income. Rent your space. What do I mean by that? You can rent your home, maybe turn it into an Airbnb. You can rent part of your office space if you got some space where people can use for storage. I mean, get creative. There's things that we can do to have that passive income trickling in. Invest your money in a private money lender. You don't really want to do any work at all? You can't get any more passive than becoming a private money lender. Hand your money over to a proven company. Let them put your capital to work. You sit back and relax and earn, a much larger interest than you would in other investments. Want to learn more? Let me know. Place it in a REIT or buy a rental property. Start getting involved in passive or residual income investments. Number 7 is eliminate meetings. And I laugh because, man, I think meetings are such a waste of time. There's a time and place to have a meeting, but I find that many companies out there just really clog up their calendar with meetings. So eliminate meetings. In-person engagement can be incredibly productive and beneficial, but really 99% of business meetings can be a serious drain on a company's productivity. When staff has to spend time in meetings, then that's action that is not being taken to meet the company's goals and objectives. If you can handle it by email or notes in FREEDCAMP, save those resources for something with a better return like sales prospecting meetings or client interactions. You can still communicate as effective as being in a meeting by using online software. But there will be a point when you're communicating online or by telephone, you actually have to get together, because sometimes we need to read emotions and look at their reactions and really just kind of sit down and pencil things out. Something that online can't really do for you, but by far the majority of it could easily be done online. Number 8 is pile on the pressure. Some of us just work better when we have a fire lit under us, right? Or a deadline looming. If that sounds like you, make bigger goals, bigger commitments, and shorter timelines to achieve them. You might be really surprised at what you can accomplish and what you can do. It changes your whole mindset, pushes you forward, and gets you thinking, not if you can achieve something, but how you will do it. I'm that guy. Maybe it's part of procrastination. Maybe it's a lot of procrastination, but I'm the guy that can really get piled on the pressure and get really focused and get it done by my deadline. It's kind of how I'm wired. Maybe you're that way too. Number 9, my girlfriend, SIRI. SIRI's awesome. You know, some of you might already be using it for business. Others might not really have tried it except for maybe check my email or something like that. How's the weather? But I'm hooked. SIRI lets me get so much more done. I couldn't be nearly as productive or do a fraction of what I do without SIRI. She lets me travel and check messages and delegate to assistants and do deals on my ways to events or destinations. It slashes all the downtime and it turns it into action and money-making time. Maybe get out of the basic mode of learning how to use SIRI and start learning how to use SIRI for your business mode. You might find yourself, getting more done. Number 10, pay-per-click. Now, many would be, well, let me back up. Real estate investors and small business owners are spending just way too much of their personal time trying to create complex sales funnels or try to do a lot on a tight budget and sacrifice quality. So there's a lot of different ways that are great in essential marketing and business generation tactics, which take time to really deliver their best rewards. So in the meantime, more might consider PPC, pay-per-click advertising. This is one of the fastest and most affordable ways to really start getting people clicking to your website or to your squeeze page or possibly calling you. So use this to start doing deals and making sales while blogging and networking and other tactics to do the work. This can be done through Google AdWords, Facebook, Instagram, and there's so many more platforms. You can just, try to do it yourself or hire an outsourced expert to do it for you. An outsourced expert could also be a virtual assistant, right? If you can use these tips and tools to make just 10% improvement in your productivity in these areas, that's a 100% overall uptick in what can be done and what you can get achieved. So like this, if you really like what I'm talking about and you want more, get plugged into other webinars for entrepreneurs, investors, business owners. Learn things like finding the money to grow your business. Learn things like starting a business, leadership versus the boss. Plus, if you really want more meat, real interaction with experts, and get live help. Then check out our live business Start Smart training camp and get on the fast track to results the way you want to get your results. You can find out more about this training, plus online video training for real estate investors and private coaching at blackbeltinvestors.com. Guys, I wanted to keep this session short today. I know it's lunchtime. So I hope you enjoyed the presentation. And thanks again for making it to this session. I really look forward to helping you get to the next level of your venture. And the only way to do that is to get plugged in and start taking action and making a commitment and being consistent. So whether it's live training or online training like the dojo, or getting personal one-on-one coaching, these are all return on investment factors, not cost factors. Check us out at blackbeltinvestors.com and get tuned in, because coming up in just 2 weeks, we got 2 webinars coming up in the next couple of weeks. One, we're going to have all the new tax laws that are coming up regarding the CARES Act in 2020. And I'm also going to be going through a real estate retirement plan. So you see blackbeltinvestors.com, just add a /events and you'll see it right there. Just go to blackbeltinvestors.com events and you can get the upcoming training sessions and register for those events. They're absolutely free, and I look forward to seeing you there. Guys, God bless you guys. Appreciate you being here. If you have any questions, send us an email. Let us know what you think. And if you enjoyed the session, you can definitely get it again through the dojo, plus a heck of a lot more. I'll see you soon.